million able-bodied men in America right now that are not working. They are selectively going, I don't have a future. I'm just going to stay at home. Somebody's supporting them. 7 million men. So if you take all that, Dwayne, and shove it together, I got to believe there's a hula hoop you could throw around that as to what's really going on.
A lack of dads.
There it is.
It all comes down to missing dads.
Yeah. And so they don't have an idea what a man.
So this is just me.
Go for it.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
this
you
is
do.
Just what I see. This is
Let
just
it
me.
rip.
We have two problems.
Okay.
In this country with the male issue.
Yeah.
Number one is we have a history of war.
Yes.
And so those fathers, young fathers who were not right out killed in battle, come back, and especially if you go back World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, they come back and they bottle everything up.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're just, not all of them, okay, some adjusted back fine, but I know a host of them that didn't. And, you know, a lot of times they are afraid to open up to the family because they're afraid of the demons they're going to escape because they've got them locked behind, because they were never dealt with from what they saw and what they did and what was done to them at war. So they weren't good dads. Not on them. I'm not blaming them.
Yep.
Okay. So World War II, you know, you've got these dads that come back and they've got boys. And all of a sudden dad appears, you know, he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And dad's got his own scars.
Yeah.
You know, and so what can dad do? He can't be the emotional structure that his family needs, but he can go to work and work 60 hours a week and make sure they've got a house.
Right.
And they can go to Disneyland every year, you know, and they've got the station wagon, Woody wagon. He can pay for that stuff.
Yeah.
He's gone, but it's not his fault.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Junior grows up and gets sent off to Korea. So that generation cycle just goes on. And he comes back. So he's the son of a wounded dad who comes back a wounded dad who's got a son of his own who grows up and goes to Vietnam. And so we have a cycle of broken dads who raised broken dads. And then we have, oh heck, I don't care what they're gonna do to me. Then we got feminism.
Yeah.
Okay. And I get this all the time on my channel. Feminism is this. No, it's not. Even feminists don't agree what feminism is. Mm-hmm. But what it has resulted in is a bunch of boys being raised by their mama.
Right.
Now, that's not letting the rotten dads off the hook, because there's a lot of rotten dads. All right. But the situation is what the situation is.
Right.
We have feminism and we have a historical nonstop culture of war in this country that has destroyed dads.
Right.
And the ones that it didn't kill outright, it just messed them up inside. So they were not as balanced and as calm and as solid as, you know, my great grandfather was.
Yeah, that was a great clip. I got a lot more context. And I believe that the lack of fathers, like what I think what the man was just talking about was extremes. You know, you go from wars and extreme reality, and then being raised by your mother and looking at life and trying to understand manhood from a woman's perspective. That's also extreme, and I think that combination has caused a lot of confusion. I think, and while he was talking, it hit me that men are kind of going through their own, I don't want to say rebellion, but almost like a different kind of independence, like how women are doing. Because women are rebelling against, well, I don't want to be the wife. I don't want to I want to earn. I want to do that. Men are more in there like, you know what? I don't want to do nothing. Not saying that I don't want to be a father. I don't want to be proactive, but it's like being a father, being a husband, going to war, all of these martyrdom type of perspectives, men are like, nah, I'm not dealing with that either. So I think we got to deal with both dynamics because both parties are tired to some degree of a role or feeling like they're just been limited to one thing. And I think I hope I'm not all over the place, but what I'm trying to say is I think that today's time we just have to we're dealing with each other for who we really, really are for the first time, not for who we've been told we are and what we've been trying to be, but what we really are. And I think men trying to be this super guy has broken a lot of men. And like I said on the show before, how a lot of women is talking about I had a good dad and he was just a doer. He did. And that's not necessarily a good father or healthy for the person. It's just a life of martyrdom. So I think it's just a new time. We got to look at each other for like who we really say we are, not what we want each other to be.
I actually had this conversation the other day that, to me, from what I've been seeing, I've seen different type of fathers, but the fathers who kind of show by example can help a man be a man. So if he's a good example of what a man looks like, representing that throughout the childhood by just showing, you know, if he's going to work or if he's doing stuff around the house that can show what a man does, can help, I guess, a man learn that. But what I understood was that there's a lot of men who are, to me, very silent. Like the intellectual part is not there. They're not like verbally saying and teaching. It's kind of like, you know, just watch me, that's it. But they're not explaining. They're not, you know, lecturing. I feel like kids need explanation because they're growing, not just, oh, look at me and that's it. Like, we need more than that, especially for a guy. Also, I think Bo was saying this about how we were talking about feelings and stuff. So I do feel that men, I don't know if it was like this back in the day, but now I feel that some men are weak in expressing themselves. So I always say, like, sometimes it could be the lady. They can't explain themselves to their lady because maybe she shuts him off. Like, he'll try to explain stuff and she doesn't understand, so they shut down quickly. But that's a form of weakness because it doesn't matter if she understands or not. You should be able to continue to explain it, and y'all should be able to figure it out together by having proper communication. So, like, back before me and my husband got married, we were dating at the time. Not that he had this weakness, but I always wanted to have communication with the person I'm with. I don't like to just not have conversations when things are going on. So weekly or even monthly, I would like call a meeting. It sounds crazy and corny, but it worked. I would call a weekly meeting for us to discuss how we did that week. Is there anything that I disrespected you on? Anything that, you know, you didn't like, or whatever the case is, just so I could understand him. And then I could understand, he could understand me. So what happened was he was able to express himself. And now we're 13 years later, I don't even have problems with expressing myself. He don't have problems with expressing himself. He's like the most honest now because I kind of created that open space. Now, if I didn't do that, not sure if he would have did it anyway, but I feel like the weakness comes in where it doesn't matter what she's doing. Learn how to tell her what you want or what you expect in life, instead of kind of like hiding, oh, she doesn't like this, so I'm gonna do the happy wife, happy life type of thing. And then you start falling short because you realize that don't work because you never told her what you really want. So it's kind of like, be free to say what you want to say without, oh, I'm gonna hurt her feelings. That doesn't matter. We're going to hurt each other's feelings. But as long as we're able to have that open communication where it's not like you're dreading to talk, because ain't nobody trying to be with somebody that you can't talk to. So that's the only weakness I see. But I think this is more of a man's conversation as far as like the weakness aspect, because I'm talking about feelings. The video was talking about something else. So one thing I want to say, my strength I see in a man is like someone that could protect me. I think Trev was saying this. I cannot get with a man that don't know how to throw hands. I can't get with a man that's not going to come in front of me when shit is popping off. I can't get with a man that can't be like that power source. You can't do that, then that shows weakness to me. I don't care how intellectual you are. I don't care how intelligent you are. When stuff go down, I'm not going to be the first one jumping in, especially if it's dealing with another man. Men have to learn how to protect everything. protect me from other women that be trying it, right? Because women would try it too. Protect the family, protect everything. That's it.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say one of the biggest things that I, observed in talking about the weakness and what makes a man strong. One of the things that I can see is the more knowledge of self that a man has, the more manly and strong he appears. Because when you really don't know who you are, or have an idea of who you are, or in that process where you've had enough life experience to develop what you stand for and what you don't stand for, then I find that a lot of men follow each other. They follow trends. They follow things they don't. So they're never firm in their position in any kind of relationship, whether it's a position with kids, position with girlfriend, or what have you. And I don't know what it takes because I'm not a man, but I noticed that. I noticed a difference. That was one of the things that attracted me to my husband. Very confident about who he was as a man. If everybody was going left, but he was like, F that, I'm going right. Regardless of what the reason was, he stood on it. And I can appreciate the fact that, it's not like the blind leading the blind. It's like, okay, so he was able to stand in who he was and be able to show me who he was without it being words, but how he just moved. So I do think that that is definitely a strength of men. And if they don't have that, they can appear weak.